Hello and welcome to this 20-minute yoga stretch with me. My name is Helen if it's your first time here, and if you aren't subscribed, make sure you click that subscribe button below so you never miss a practice. So this is a 20-minute yoga stretch that you can do any time of the day, and we're going to be very close to the floor. You don't need a lot of space and you don't need any yoga props today either. We're actually going to start in a toe stretch today, so we're getting straight into it. So come to the back edge of your mat, tuck your toes under, so make sure all your toes are tucked under, even that cheeky little toe, and then resting the weight of your sitting bones into your heels. So if this feels too much, like if you feel like, oh, this is too much for my feet or my knees, you can always bring your hands down and support yourself here, and you still feel that stretch through the feet. Otherwise, relax your hands onto your knees or your thighs, close your eyes. Inhale to sit tall, see if you can find length through the waist. And as you exhale, see if you can just soften into the shape. Lovely. So by stretching through the feet in this way, it's a really great way to get us to notice our body and really arrive. So just take a moment to notice if your mind is elsewhere, and see if you can bring your attention onto your feet and noticing how you're breathing. Just a few moments of quiet to ourselves to check in and tune out of the outside world to tune in to our internal world. So just slowly starting to deepen the breath, breathing in and out of the nose. Energizing the body in a very subtle, gentle way. And when you're ready, blinking the eyes open, we're going to untuck those toes. So bring the hands out in front, untuck the toes, and come on to sit onto the tops of the feet. It should feel nice after that time, just to counterpose the stretch. From here, as you inhale, reach your hands high overhead, interlace your fingers, bring them to the back of the head, and then relax the weight of the head into the hands. Elbows drop out to the sides here. So see if you can really relax the weight of the head. Feel that broadening across the collarbones, opening through the chest. Lovely. Nice big breath in. As you exhale, chin to chest, see if you can get your elbows to touch. Draw your belly in. Lovely. Inhale, lifting the chin, flowering the elbows open. And as you exhale, navel to spine, chin to chest. One more. Inhale, open the chest, lift up. Maybe it gets a little more exaggerated. And then as you exhale, chin to chest. Good. As you inhale, come to a neutral place. Release the hands down and come find an all fours position. Really spread your fingers nice and wide, and then extend your right leg back in space, pushing through that heel so you feel a stretch through that calf muscle. If you've got sensitive wrists at the moment, totally come down onto your forearms and take your wrists out of it completely. Otherwise, keep pressing back through that heel. Wonderful. From here, zip up through your belly. So you really want to engage through your core and lift that right leg up off the mat, keeping it nice and strong. Good. And then bending into the knee, so the leg is at a 90-degree angle. We're going to take 3 circles with the knee here with control. So here we go. 1, keeping the rest of the body nice and still. 2, and 3. And then you're going to circle the opposite way. Nice. See if you can do it nice and controlled. Warming up through that hip socket. Wonderful. And 3. Good. Keeping that knee up, you're going to step that right foot in between the hands now. Good. Tuck your back toes, lift that back knee, and just take a little rock forwards and back. How does that feel today? Very nice. Good. From here, dropping that back knee down, untuck the toe, and then straighten up that front leg into a half split here. So toes are lifted towards the sky. Getting a nice stretch down the back of that leg. Good. If you need blocks here, if you have a coffee table that you want to rest your hands onto, if you feel a bit more comfortable up a bit higher, you totally can. Otherwise, nice big breath in. As you exhale, plant the foot, plant the hands, come back to all fours. Let's do it on the opposite side. So extending your left leg back, pushing through that heel. Maybe a little rock forwards and back if that feels good, or maybe just a static hold. Keep the leg really straight, lift up through the kneecap. It will help with that stretch in the lower leg. Good, and then to begin to connect with your core, so toning the muscles behind the belly button. Inhale, lifting up that leg, bending into the knee, 3 circles with control. 1, get the rest of the body still, shoulders strong. 2, 3, and then circling the opposite way. I always find doing it the other way feels kind of strange or more difficult. Nice. So really feel even your glute working and warming up into that hip. Wonderful. From here, you're going to step that left foot in between the hands. Tuck the back toes, lifting that back knee, strong back leg. Take a little rock forwards and back like a runner at a start position. Nice. So you're feeling into the front of your right hip. Great. And then drop that back knee down, untuck the toe. Straightening up the front leg into your half split. So toes are lifted to the sky. See if you can keep the spine nice and long and straight. Length in your waist. Notice if you're kind of crumpling up. See if you can keep the chest proud. Sending all of your breath down to the back of that left leg. Lovely. Nice big breath in. Exhale, plant the foot, plant the hands, come back to all fours, spread your fingers wide, tucking the toes, finding a downward facing dog. Sit bones to the sky. So as we've warmed up and stretched our hamstrings a little bit, this might feel a little bit easier. So see if you can lift your tailbone up towards the sky. Biceps spin forward so your shoulders roll away from your ears. Wonderful. As you inhale, come forwards to a high plank. As you exhale, drop the knees, untuck the toes, lower down in one line with control. Inhale to lift the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, lower the forehead down. Let's do 2 more like that. Inhale, lift elbows in, length through the waist. Exhale, lower. 1 more. You really use the upper back more than your hands. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Good. From here, come back through all fours to your downward facing dog. Very, very nice. Inhale, let's float that right leg back and up in space. As you exhale, you're going to bring your right knee to your right wrist, setting up for pigeon. So dropping the back knee down and walk that back foot back. Come onto your fingertips. We'll find an active pigeon first. So maybe the fingertips rest lightly onto the floor like so. Maybe you'd like to sweep them up and overhead for a little bit more, or maybe they interlace behind the back, squeezing the shoulder blades together. So a little bit of an active stretch first before we head into something a little bit more chilled. Very good. Lovely. Nice big breath in. And then as you exhale, hands down, untuck that back toe, come on down into your pigeon. So maybe you get to your forearms, maybe you want to grab a pillow or a block. So after that active stretch, see if you can just allow any effort to melt away. With each exhale, melting away any Layers of resistance. Heavy in the hips. Nothing to hold on to here, let it go. Wonderful. Take another big breath in. Long breath out. Good. And then slowly walking the hands back towards you. Let's find downward facing dog, and you can come in any way. You can go to all fours first, or you can lift straight back and up into downward facing dog. Take a little moment to reset, and we'll eventually all meet back in downward facing dog. Lovely. Good. On your next breath in, come forwards to a high plank. Exhale, drop the knees, lower down with control. Inhale to lift the chest. Now maybe using your hands a little bit more now to make it a little higher. And as you exhale, lower. 2 more. Inhale, reaching up. Maybe the arms get a little straighter if that feels appropriate. And lower. Keep the back engaged though. 1 more. Inhale, lifting up. See how it's with control. Good. As you exhale, lower down, come back through bent knees to your downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, float your left leg high. Exhale, left knee to left wrist. Bring the foot over to the right. Walking the back foot back. Keep your back toe tucked for now. It will help you with balance. And then just decide here where your active pigeon wants to be. So maybe it feels too much in the lower back to be this upright. Maybe you're more here and you can like bring your hands away. Maybe we are here with a little hover. Maybe we want to float up, challenge our balance this way. Or maybe we want to interlace the fingers behind. So you decide. Take it as your practice. Do what feels appropriate and nourishing for you. Lovely. 1 more full breath in your active pigeon. And as you exhale, releasing your hands down wherever they are, untuck that back toe and sink down into that pigeon. So move nice and slow. And I would definitely recommend finding support for the head, either through your hands or a prop. Resting your forehead onto something solid or comfortable can be really, really calming for the rest of the body. So notice if any stress or tension is maybe rising up from the hips. Maybe it's manifesting in the shoulders or in the face. See if you can become aware of that and let it go. Slowing down the breath. See if you can lengthen out your exhale. I know it might be really hard for some of us that find pigeon very challenging. Let's take 1 more breath here. Let it go through the mouth. Good. And then slowly walking the hands back towards you. Let's come back to downward facing dog, however you'd like to journey there. I'd maybe recommend closing your eyes, let go of what it looks like, let go of what the ego tells you to do, and just move in a way that feels appropriate. Lovely. Meeting in downward facing dog. Good. As you inhale, let's come forwards to high plank. Maybe chaturanga for some of us, or you can drop the knees. So as you exhale, lower. Inhale to lift the chest into up dog or cobra. And as you exhale, meeting back in a downward facing dog. Nice. From here, bring your feet hip width apart, maybe a little bit wider. And then walking the hands back towards the feet. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Take a lovely, easy forward fold. Let that head go. Allow your spine to decompress. Very nice. Maybe you get a little bit of a sway from side to side. Let your head go like entirely. Good. And then from here, fingertips to the mat if they aren't already. Bend into the knees. So we're in this little crouching position. A little stretch out through our feet once more. Let's bring our hands behind and lengthen out those legs in front. Give them a little shake if they need. So make sure you're sitting nice and tall. So if you tend to sit onto the back of your pelvis, maybe grab a pillow or just something you can stuff underneath your sitting bones just to elevate you a little bit. Otherwise, lift up. See if you can lift out of the waist. Flex your feet back towards you. Good. Inhale to sit tall, shoulders away from the ears. And then as you exhale, begin to move forwards with a straight spine. So squeezing the shoulder blades together. Maybe your hands rest onto your knees. Maybe you can reach for your toes, but just be mindful that we're not rounding into the back, because we'll be stretching into muscles that we're not, or muscles and nerves that we might not necessarily want to in this pose. So let's keep it in the hamstrings, flexing the feet back towards us. Inhaling to lift. Exhale, drawing your navel in, keeping integrity in the spine. So let that ego go. Notice if your ego makes you want to do this. Let's see if you can keep nice and lifted. And don't worry about those toes. Maybe your hands are rested here. Don't worry about what the hands are doing. Focus on what the back is doing here. Feet are active. And really engage through your legs as well. So if you firm up this part, your quads, this is going to help release through your hamstrings. Nice. One more big breath. Exhale. Good. Slowly walking the hands back towards you. Hands behind. Bend the knees, and we're going to push our hips up as far as feels good. So maybe the hips get to kind of here. Maybe you want to come into like a reverse tabletop. Open up through the shoulders as well. Lovely. Nice big breath in. And as you exhale, slowly come on down. Bring the soles of the feet together. Make sure you've got enough mat behind you. And then reach the arms out in front. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, slowly come on down with control. It's a little bit harder with your knees like that. Good. Once you arrive, one hand onto the heart, one hand onto the belly. You can keep the legs as they are and enjoy that supine groin stretch, or lengthen the legs out long. Breathing in through the nose, send it down to the lower belly. And sighing it out. Settling into just a few moments of stillness together. Notice how your body feels. Notice how the breath feels moving within the body. Allowing yourself to be fully supported by the ground beneath you. And almost feeling that space around you, infinite space. Allowing yourself to rest here for a few moments. Just letting the video end and continue in your shavasana. Or if you're ready to close the practice, bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a hug. And slowly keeping the eyes closed, coming up to find a comfortable seated position. Closing the eyes or resting them onto something on the floor. Breathing in to sit tall. And breathe out to settle. Hands together at heart center. Bowing the head to the heart. Really thank yourself for carving out a little bit of time today to look after not just your body but your mind as well. Blinking the eyes open. Thank you so much for sharing this practice with me. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a little thumbs up and share with your friends and family. And I will see you on the next practice. Bye.